Hey, reporters, welcome back to my channel. Listen, you guys, we have to talk about the fact that SK, Love is Blind star SK, released a statement claiming that he and his ex-fiance and girlfriend, Raven Ross, are teaming up to sue the women who came forward with receipts of his trifling 2-3 timing ways. And I have to say, Raven, I love you. You're my girl. But I don't understand why you are allegedly teaming up with this trifling man to sue these women who simply came forward with receipts about his dirty dog ways. First of all, you cannot sue people for telling the truth, right? Like, you could try, but you're not going to win. At the end of the day, these women, and Hannah, they came out with receipts. And there's been a third woman. I actually did not get the opportunity to film a video about this, but there is a third woman who did come forward with her own receipts as well. And we're about to get into them in this video. So let's get into the statement that SK dropped a couple of days ago. Sorry, guys, it's been a very go here, so I didn't get a chance to film this earlier. And that SAD is creeping up, but we've got this. So SK posted a statement on Instagram just before Thanksgiving saying, "These allegations have been falsely misrepresented with malicious intent, and Dear Love is Blind family, Raven and I left the Love is Blind altar as single individuals who went back to dating other people. While our journey back together hasn't been straightforward, the unique emotional connection we developed from this experience kept us together as friends and helped rekindle our relationship after the fact. These allegations have been falsely misrepresented with malicious intent, and we are actively, see keyword we, are actively pursuing legal actions against some of the accusers involved. I am deeply sorry for the pain this has caused Raven, my family, and everyone involved. Raven and I will continue to support each other and wish nothing but love. Happy Thanksgiving." So again, the timelines were very clear. We saw screenshots of tickets being bought, Instagram DMs being sent, and text messages being sent. So when it came to the M woman, his most recent contact with her was 4 months ago. Then when it came to Hannah, it was very recently as well. I think it was late October, early November. And now this new woman who stepped forward, her last contact with him was on October 29th. And mind you, the reunion special was filmed on October 26th. So this is 3 days after he filmed a reunion talking about how he and Raven are back together and they're in love and they just want to continue moving forward in their relationship. So SK, stop it. You're a liar at this point. Like, 3 different women have proved it. So I think that this lawsuit that he's trying to wage against the women is a waste of time and money and will only serve to further embarrass himself. But the thing that really pisses me off about this is that my girl Raven is about to play herself by getting wrapped up in this lawsuit as well. Like, Raven, you broke up with this man. You guys broke up over these allegations, and rightfully so. So I really don't understand why you're going to turn around and sue and claim that these people lied. Like, it feels like if you guys really believe that these girls were lying or misrepresenting things, you would have stayed together and said that. But I think something in the buttermilk ain't clean, and that's why you rightfully left SK. So it is very odd to break up after all of this info comes out and then release a statement claiming that you guys are going to work together to sue these people. I really don't like that. And I think that that's going to be a bad look for Raven because, again, the women came forward with receipts. We're about to examine some other receipts that are coming forward here too. And what can you do, right? What can you do? Especially the girl right here who has screenshots of SK reaching out to her 3 days after the reunion when he said that he and Raven are very much in love and working on their relationship and are in a relationship. He grabbed 2 handfuls of her booty 3 days prior. So come on now. Anyway, this third woman who stepped forward, her name is Jada Rice, and she says that she also dated SK from Love is Blind in 2019 and has been silent until now. So mind you, SK was also dating that other woman, the second accuser, Hannah, since 2019. So here he is simultaneously dating 2 women for the past 3 years, and he's buying flights and hotels and stuff like that for these 2 women. You know, one of you guys left a comment in my video, I think it was the Hannah video, saying, what is it about SK at his age that he needs to pay women for their company? And I thought that was a great question. Usually aren't like sugar daddies or tricks or whatever, like older men who are married or single, but not like really like like really good with the ladies or whatever, so they have to do this. It is very odd that a young man like SK would have to do this. And again, it goes back to some of the prior comments that people like my channel member Rachel have left, which is why is it like, how was he on the show talking about he needs to be on a student budget and this and that, living like a student, like a broke one, while all this entire time he's running a three girlfriend like league or something like that, and he's paying Raven's bills, right? Like she later said that he was paying her bills while he was studying, and then he's paying flights for these other girls as well. Like, I don't understand where the money came from. And then number two, where did the time come from, right? Like he was studying for an MBA, so it's all just incredibly wild and alarming on his end. So Jada continued to say, I am absolutely so heartbroken to hear that so many women were hurt by his antics, but I've always known he was a serial cheater after I found hair in his shower drain that was not mine. After speaking to another woman, it was also not hers as well. Wow, listen, women's intuition is crazy. You know how I knew a guy was cheating on me once? I found eyelashes on his coffee table. First of all, they were not mine. And second of all, I would not put my eyelashes on a coffee table. And then he had two glasses sitting there. And I was like, why does this man who lives alone have two glasses out, right? Like, you just know. So I did think it was very interesting that Jada said that she went to talk to another woman and the other woman said that they weren't hers as well. So I'm here like, well, Jada, who's this other woman? Why would you go to her and ask her if it was her hair as well? Like, were you sharing this man from the beginning and you were just concerned there was another girl coming along? Like, that part is a little bit odd to me. Or maybe it was a friend and a roommate of SK's. I don't know, but that thing definitely stuck out to me as well. I would not go ask another woman, hey, were those your eyelashes on his table? Because I was not, you know what I mean? I was not part of a community at that moment, a polygamous community. So I wouldn't have no one to ask that question to personally, but I digress. Anyway, Jada continued to say, earlier this year, SK told me that he and Raven did not end up together, which is why he flew me out to Oakland to be his date for a party themed Havana Nights. However, not only was he cheating on Hannah, but he was also cheating on Raven simultaneously. I am so happy this is all coming to light, and I pray the people he has hurt can heal from the situation. Listen, Jada, you did the right thing speaking up about this, and it really sounds like she's coming from a healed place, a place that has moved on. It's not like her trying to pile on Raven or anything like that. She's just trying to continue to let people know about SK's shady moral character. So here she goes. She posted a screenshot of a flight that SK had paid for her back in January of this year from Dallas-Fort Worth to San Francisco, where he was studying. And then she also shared a conversation they had where he was helping her settle on a dress for that company party that she was supposed to be a date with too. By the way, does that remind me of Hannah? Like, I believe in the Hannah video, Hannah said that around this time, this January timeframe, she was also supposed to be SK's date for an event like that. And I do believe it had a similar thing. I think he chose Jada over Hannah and then made up an excuse for Hannah because this is sounding a little bit too familiar. And yeah, she showed the conversation that they had about that. And so he really loved this green dress that she was rocking. And mind you, she looked really good. One of you guys in like my community tab, when I posted a screenshot of this, was like, oh my God, Grace, is that you? I'm like, have you guys not seen my photos? Like, I post photos on YouTube, on Instagram and stuff like that. Like, I am like this. I'm a skinny little ruler. I do not have body like this. Okay. Like, I could never. She looks freaking amazing. Hips on fleek, waist on snatched, boobs on boobage. Like, she looks really, really good. So then she posts a couple of text message exchanges a little bit later on. And mind you, she is going to repost this again later on in the video, but let's just get into it from here. So on the left, what you're seeing, and I do wish that I could zoom in on it. I apologize that I am not able to from here on StreamYard. But on the left, you're seeing, let me see, where's the left here? My other hand. So you're seeing their Instagram DM conversations. And so she's posting memes and stuff. SK, as usual, that's a running thing with him, is that he likes to talk to himself a lot, like in girls' DMs and their messages. We saw that with M, the way he was basically talking to himself in there. I find that kind of funny. So Jada had posted some stuff and he was like, wow, elaborate. This is so you. Can we do dinner this week? I'm single, I promise. Please don't hate me. And then on the right, you see their text message. Actually, no, it's further DMs. And so January 27th, 2021, so just last year, she tells him, listen, it's not even about you being single. It's about your lack of respect for women. I wouldn't mind going to dinner as friends, but I can't see you as being anything more. He responds with, this would be accurate if I was in a relationship when I reached out. I wasn't. Things escalated on my birthday, and a lot of people took that to mean what it wasn't. And so she says, you literally posted her days later saying, lawyer bae. And so SK tells her that he's been friends with that woman for 8 years. Jada says, was that not the same woman I met? And he says, we joke around with things all the time. A lot of people don't understand our relationship, and that's okay. Ugh, I really don't like that. She knows what she saw. Like, we women, we know what we see. Okay, you don't need to play dumb with us. I really don't like women do that. So his side of the conversation is sounding very manipulative. I do believe that he was playing around with some other chick, and now he's trying to convince Jada that he wasn't, which I think is very unfair. So as the conversation kind of continues, Jada tells him, listen, anyways, I said what I said. Just like you lying about the hair in your shower drain. Oh, she really went there, y'all. She really, truly went there. And I love that for her. And so SK goes, wow, you really hate me, Jada. Again, being hella manipulative, right? Just take responsibility. Stop trying to convince her that her senses are wrong, or just like deflecting with this weird victim act. So Jada responds with, I don't hate people. I'm just not feeding into your BS. Yes, Jada, drop that mic. And so SK gets to talking to himself as usual. And he says, it's really not what you think, and you have every right to be mad at the way things played out. I'm sorry, I should have been more transparent, but the lack of respect for women thing, that's not me, and I hope you'll see me away from that light. So on one hand, he's over there acknowledging the fact that things didn't play out the way that they should have. So he was trifling on some level, he seems to acknowledge. But then on the other hand, he is claiming that he doesn't have a lack of respect for women. But meanwhile, he's been dating Jada since 2019. He's been dating Hannah since 2019. And he'd been dating Emma around that similar time frame as well. I think she came a little bit later in 2020, but there certainly seems to have been an overlap between these women at some point. And let's not even forget about Raven being thrown into that mix as well, right? So to me, I do consider infidelity a lack of respect. And when it's serial infidelity, I think it is a serious lack of respect. So I do think that Jada is well within reason to accuse him of having a lack of respect for women. Now, in their next exchange, well, this is not their exchange, but in her next Instagram story, Jada says, all this time I was right. He does have a lack of respect for women, and it is very evident in his behavior. Anyways, that's what I'm sorry, you guys. I feel illiterate today. Anyway, that's all that is left to say. I'm in a very loving relationship, and I couldn't be more happier. I just wanted to clear the air and let everyone know that reality TV is fake, and so is he. So now I do wonder if that is the statement that really kind of like broke the camel's back when it comes to SK, because she's over here saying reality TV is fake. And so he's he. So yeah, that's quite deep there. Though I do agree with her on both accounts. Now, what you're seeing here is another set of exchanges between her and SK, this time via text message. So he posts a video from a club called The Grand, and then he tells her to go over there. And so she tells him that she is on a boat. And if you look at the date right there on the very top, it says Saturday, October 29th. That was this year, 3 days after the reunion, when SK claimed that he was working on his relationship. Not even working on his relationship with Raven, that he was in a relationship with Raven. So what kind of man who is with this woman that he loves so much and was previously engaged to would be texting another woman that he'd been seeing since 2019 to come to a club? It's just not adding up. So again, SK, you could try to threaten people and whatnot, but you cannot sue people for telling the truth. At the end of the day, these women are not lying. They've got text messages to prove it. They've got Instagram DMs to prove it. They've got date stamps to prove it. They got photos. They got videos. Speaking of videos, Jada did post a video that we're going to watch together. They've got all sorts of things to prove it. So at the end of the day, you're only going to make yourself look foolish, right? And again, I don't understand why Raven is involving herself with this. I think Raven, these girls exposed SK for what he is, and I think that you should just gracefully bow out of your relationship with him and leave him to the court thing himself, right? Let him waste his own money, let him spin his own little wheels, and you just keep on living your best life, right? Like Raven is doing so well on social media. Like her Pilates business is booming. I'm seeing so many people talking about trying out her courses and stuff. She's been hosting real life Pilates classes. She's working with brands and whatnot. Like Raven, you're good. You don't need to go down this road with SK. You were too good for SK. You were too good for his situation. Like it is what it is at the end of the day. And, you know, to be fair, Raven and SK were not even together for very long, right? Like this experience of Love is Blind only lasts like 10 days or something like that, or 2 weeks. And then after that, there was a little bit of a breakup and they got back together for a couple months. So is it really worth it to spend money on a lawsuit and whatnot? I personally do not think so, especially when the receipts are so cut and dry. Now, speaking of receipts that are cut and dry, let's get into this video that Jada had posted. So that was a screenshot that you just saw of her text message exchange with SK from before that I read to you guys. And now here she is showing off a video that she took with SK at the club together while they were dating. Unfortunately, it's not date stamped, so we don't know when this took place, but it just proves that there is something. So these screenshots we already went over, and you see me actually diligently screenshotting them for you as well. So she did just want to show off that little clip of them at the club, and the rest of it is just the other stuff that I went over with you. But there you go, you guys. Right there in black and white, this Jada girl was seeing SK at the same time that I shouldn't even frame it like that because it makes her sound like the side chick. SK was seeing this Jada girl at the same time that he was seeing Hannah and at the same time that he was seeing Raven. So it is disappointing. It is sad. I am glad, though, that Hannah, and Jada have all come out with their stories. And I wish Raven healing through this. I think that this is just for the best. This is going to open her up to having the space in her life to find somebody who actually deserves her at the end of the day. Though I am quite curious, you guys, I do want to know what you guys think Raven joining in on SK's lawsuit against these women says about her, or what is her actual goal here, right? Like, what is Raven's goal? What damages can she prove or claim and whatnot? I don't understand, though I am looking forward to it. I think in terms of damages, SK can certainly claim that he suffered reputational damages, that's for sure. But Raven, I'm not sure. I think that when it comes to her, she was just kind of collateral damage in the exposure of her fiance. So I don't know that she's very relevant to this lawsuit that, mind you, is not even going to go anywhere in the first place. But I am really heavily looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about all of this in the comment section down below. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.